This beautiful portrait of this girl dates to about 1542, and it was painted by the Italian artist Agnolo Bronzino. It is said to depict Bianca de' Medici, who was the illegitimate daughter of Cosimo I of Medici, the Grand Duke of Tuscany. It is thought that Cosimo fathered Bianca when he was just 16 years old. In this painting here, he is 19. The identity of Bianca's mother is unknown, but we do know that Cosimo loved and cared for his daughter deeply. Bianca was his much-loved firstborn child. She is known as Bia to her family, a shortening of her name Bianca, but also happily she was known as La Bia, which was short for Bambina, which meant little girl or baby. Bianca's paternal grandmother, seen here, Maria Salviati, she also deeply loved her granddaughter despite her being illegitimate. Maria assisted in the running of all of the nurseries of her grandchildren. But of little Bianca, she allegedly said that the girl was the comfort of our court, being so very affectionate. Bianca was conceived and born before her father married Eleonora di Toledo. There are some reports that Eleonora did not like her illegitimate stepchild, but there are other more reliable sources that say that she lovingly cared for the little girl as though she were her own. Bianca grew up to be a high-spirited, loving little girl who kept the court entertained with all of her fun antics. And in this painting, she sat in this chair, but it looks as though she's just about to run off and do something naughty. When Bianca was about 5 years old, she contracted a fever, as did her cousin, Julia, who she was brought up with. Throughout this time, her grandmother wrote letters and reports to Cosimo, who wanted to know what was happening with his daughter and whether she was okay. But tragically, she died from this fever. She died on the 1st of March, 1542. Her father, the Duke, was absolutely devastated by her death. And he had a plaster cast of her face made so that he could remember her by. And so some art historians actually think that this is a posthumous painting, meaning that it was painted after her death, and that the face is actually modelled upon the death mask of this child. And if we look a little more closely, this medallion that she has here is of her father, Cosimo. And so I think it's a poignant link to the fact that he really loved and mourned his firstborn child. The artist has painted her wonderfully. She looks vivacious and alive, and she wears all of this amazing jewellery as befitting her rank, but also a symbolism of purity and youth. And I think it's amazing that this wonderful blue background is lighter around her head, as though she has a halo, as though she is an angel. Because this painting might well be a posthumous painting, its date is unclear, and so some people think that it might well have been painted any time between 1542 and 1545. Only 6 months after Bianca's death, Cosimo's wife gave birth to a daughter. Contemporaries wrote to Cosimo to congratulate him on the birth of a girl, which back then was not that common because boys were always highly prized. One contemporary said this: "I congratulate you on the beautiful baby girl God has conceded to you in recompense for the one he has taken to join him in paradise."